Hey everyone, and welcome back for your daily dose of current affairs, brought to you with the insightful analysis you've come to expect. In a world that's constantly changing, staying informed is more crucial than ever. So, let's cut through the noise and break down the most important developments from the past 24 hours. Get ready for your essential briefing. Let's get straight into the headlines that matter. Segment 1. International Relations Update. Today, our focus on international relations takes us to the USA and the tariffs imposed by Donald Trump. The situation remains complex. With the increase in tariffs that Trump signed against China, China has now in turn increased tariffs on American products. Recent developments include new US tariffs hit global trade, with China in the crosshairs. The new trade barriers imposed by US President Donald Trump affect the entire world, but China is particularly in focus. Beijing's expected retaliation could further escalate the trade war between the two largest economies, with both sides facing advantages and disadvantages in this conflict. China will fight to the end. In a firm statement on Tuesday, Beijing made it clear that it would not bow to Trump's demands for concessions. The US president had threatened that if China did not withdraw its recently announced retaliatory tariffs of 34%, the US would impose an additional 50% duty. Combined with existing tariffs, 20% from weeks prior, plus last week's 34%, this would bring total tariffs on Chinese goods to a staggering 104%. Trump gave Beijing an ultimatum until Tuesday evening, Washington time, to back down. But China remained unmoved. The US threat to further escalate tariffs is one mistake after another and once again exposes America's bullying tactics, China's Commerce Ministry stated, adding that it was prepared to fight this battle to the bitter end. No concessions, tariffs take effect. As expected, Trump did not delay. The new punitive tariffs on China, now totaling 104%, went into force Wednesday at 12:01 a.m. local time, 6:01 a.m. Central Europe time. In a social media post, Trump insisted that China desperately wants a deal but doesn't know how to proceed, adding, "They will call." But Beijing's response on Wednesday was not what he had hoped for. Instead of backing down, China retaliated by raising tariffs on US goods from 34% to 84%. Segment 2. National News and Policy. Turning our attention to national news, a key development today comes from India. Mega container ship MSC Turkey makes historic call at Vizhinjam port. In a defining moment for India's maritime sector, the MSC Turkey, one of the world's largest and most advanced container vessels, successfully docked at Vizhinjam International Seaport on Wednesday. This maiden call by a vessel of this scale marks both India's and South Asia's entry into the big league of global transshipment hubs. Kerala Ports Minister V.N. Vasavan hailed the event as a transformative chapter in India's maritime history, emphasizing that Vizhinjam has now demonstrated its capability to handle ultra-large container ships that dominate major east-west trade routes. Vessel specifications: dimensions, 399.9 meters, length, by 61.3 meters, width, by 33.5 meters, depth, capacity, 24,346 TEUs, 20-foot equivalent units, flag. Liberia age. 2 years. The port celebrated the arrival with a ceremonial water salute, welcoming a ship that represents the cutting edge of maritime efficiency. MSC Turkey's deployment on the Asia-Europe route underscores Vizhinjam's strategic advantage as India's first deep-water transshipment facility, boasting natural depth exceeding 18 meters, expandable to 20 meters, unmatched connectivity potential for mainline vessels. This milestone positions Vizhinjam as a game-changer in regional logistics, potentially diverting cargo from traditional hubs like Colombo and Singapore while boosting India's export competitiveness through reduced logistics costs. The port's deep draft capabilities allow it to accommodate the new generation of mega container ships that are too large for most Indian ports. Analysts note that Vizhinjam's successful handling of MSC Turkey validates India's ambitions to become a key player in global container transshipment, with projections suggesting it could capture 25–30% of the Indian subcontinent's transshipment business within 5 years. Segment 3. Economy and Business. Let's move on to the economic and business landscape. Apple airfreights 1.5 million India-made iPhones to dodge Trump's China tariffs. Exclusive. Tech giant executes emergency logistics operation as US tariffs hit 125% on Chinese imports. New Delhi. In a dramatic bid to circumvent punishing new US tariffs, Apple has airlifted approximately 600 tons of India-manufactured iPhones, equivalent to 1.5 million units, via chartered cargo flights since March, according to supply chain sources familiar with the operation. The unprecedented airlift, confirmed by 3 independent sources to Reuters, reveals Apple's scramble to capitalize on India's 26% tariff advantage versus China's 125% stockpile US inventory before new duties took effect. Test India's capacity as alternative production hub. Logistics overdrive. Apple reportedly negotiated green corridor customs clearance at Chennai Airport, 30 hours right pointing arrow 6 hours, deployed 6 100-ton capacity cargo jets, final flight departed as tariffs hit. Extended Foxconn plant operations to 7-day weeks with Sunday shifts. The tariff math. Current China tariff, 125%, up from 54%, India tariff, 26%, temporarily paused for 90 days. Potential iPhone 16 Pro Max price spike, 1,599 right pointing arrow 1,599 right pointing arrow 2,300 strategic shift. Counterpoint research shows India now supplies 20% of US iPhone imports, marking first major supply chain pivot from China. Proof of India's emerging manufacturing capability. Corporate adaptation to geopolitical trade wars. Apple and India's aviation ministry declined comment. All sources spoke anonymously due to confidentiality agreements. Why it matters? This operation demonstrates how Trump's trade policies are forcibly rewriting global tech supply chains, with Apple's emergency measures potentially previewing permanent manufacturing shifts out of China. Segment 4, Science and Technology. In today's constantly evolving world of science and technology, there has been a remarkable development. Samsung's Bally home robot gets smarter with Google Gemini AI. Samsung is supercharging its rolling home companion Bally with Google's cutting-edge Gemini AI, the company's announced Wednesday. This strategic partnership with Google Cloud will transform the spherical robot into a multimodal smart assistant capable of visual analysis, health coaching, and real-time recommendations. Key upgrades coming to Bally: visual intelligence, ask, "How do I look?" for instant outfit advice using Bally's camera and Gemini's image analysis. Health companion, get personalized sleep tips, exercise recommendations, and wellness guide. Knowledge hub, answer general queries with Gemini's advanced reasoning capability. Seamless integration, combine Samsung's proprietary AI with Gemini's multimodal processing. This collaboration reimagines AI's role in smart homes, said Yongjae Kim, EVP of Samsung's visual display business. By merging Gemini's reasoning with Bally's mobility, we're creating an eye companion that proactively understands and adapts to users' needs through natural, contextual interactions. The bigger picture marks Samsung's second major Gemini integration after Galaxy S24 smartphone. Signals growing Google-Samsung alliance, reportedly collaborating on XR devices. Bally finally hitting US and South Korean markets in H1 2025 after years of previews. Why it matters. The upgrade positions Bally as more than just a cute gadget. It's becoming a central hub for AI-powered home assistants. As Samsung and Google deepen their partnership, this could set the stage for tighter ecosystem integration across Samsung's upcoming products, particularly in the anticipated XR space. The move also reflects the consumer tech industry's push toward multimodal AI assistants that combine visual, audio, and environmental understanding, with Bally serving as an always-present, rolling interface for this next-generation interaction model. Conclusion. And that brings us to the end of your daily current affairs briefing. It's a lot to take in, but staying informed is the first step towards understanding and engaging with the world around us. Remember to delve deeper into the stories that resonate with you and form your own informed opinions. Outro. What are your thoughts on today's headlines? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this briefing helpful, please like this video and subscribe for your daily dose of current affairs and insightful analysis. Stay informed, stay critical, and I'll see you tomorrow.